We're not gonna need this or these for the adventure going down today. I'm taking out my mountain bike for part 3 of the biking, fishing, exploring mission. I'm leaving from right here yet again, headed somewhere in that direction to a pond that flows into a creek that has bass in the pond, trout in the creek. That's what we're doing today. So sometimes it's not the spots that are in your backyard that intrigue you the most, but it's when you come out on an adventure like this that you discover it. This is how I got into fishing, riding my bikes to all my spots. So I was always forced to explore right within 10 to 15 minutes driving distance of my house. And it just teaches you that, wow, there's a lot out here. Sometimes you don't have to be running away to find it right in front of you. Reward sometimes for putting all your effort in to get to a place that you could get to a lot easier, aka with a car, might pay off today. Just the feeling of have gotten there on a bike rather than driving there is something pretty cool, and I kind of want to keep doing this because it makes me appreciate every moment of the trip a lot more. I'm not already rushed to getting out there and fishing because I literally cannot fish until I bike to this location. It's easy to get one step ahead of yourself with whatever you're doing. You're already on the next step, but truthfully, the only step you're on is the one you're on right now. Ever since I stepped foot on the bike, I was like, I'm ready to take my first cast, but sometimes the first cast isn't what you think it is. For me today, this is my first cast. This is me getting it started, which will lead me to the actual first cast. There's only one way to know the downhill. That's through the uphill, my friend. Woo! That was a fish. This is the first pond. Usually, middle of the season in the summer, this is all lily pads, not even an inch of water in sight. So it's gonna be interesting fishing conditions. There's not a lot of deep water in this pond. There's a dam right there, and then there's a creek that flows into the pond way down this way. In order to tackle this pond and figure something out, I think it's calling for a look inside the tackle bag that I brought. Time to get rigged up with everything we got in here. It's a huge backpack, so I can actually fit everything I need. The rod I have in here is the same one you saw in the last video where I took the bike out. It's my Travel Series St. Croix. Now, once again, everything inside this little tackle box is what I'm gonna use for today's fishing trip. Now, to start off, I think I'm just gonna throw this out there. We got the first thing to focus on right now, and that is catching a fish out of this pond. That was a good cast. Sometimes what you think you're meant to find isn't what you always come across. I thought I'd land a bass out of here, or at least something. No fish whatsoever. But in the creek, when I was waiting, I spotted something shiny, like glittering on the bottom. I picked it up, and it almost looked like a piece of gold. I don't know if it was gold, but I'm gonna check it out and let you guys know. It'd be super cool if it was. So maybe that's what I found instead of catching a bass, but truly, you never know. And that's the whole purpose of keeping on exploring and just keeping going until, I mean, just see whatever you find out here. There's a little spot right off the side of the road. Well, there are a ton of fish. Get out of town. Look at this. Right there, there's a brown trout. There's another brown trout right there. There's another brown trout right there. So many fish. Oh, he just rose up on something. That was sick. That's a nice one. That fish right there. That's a nice trout. Oh, you see him come up on a bug? So I'm gonna cast a Phoebe from the road. This is a really deep pool. There's a trout after it. No, that's a creek chub. Got him. Fish on. That is a creek chub. This is an interesting variation. This is a male, and he gets these, oh yeah, he's feisty. They get these spikes when they're getting ready to spawn. Okay, well, first fish of the trip, that would have been bass candy right there. The bass would have been all over that thing. I'm gonna go to the other side of the bridge and catch one of those trout that were rising up. Got him. Another cool looking creek chub. Still not a trout. Where's the trout? This spot was really cool, right off the side of the road. I was seeing a bunch of trout rise. So that's gonna inspire me now to go down this stream and find a trout. Park the bike up. It's looking like a beautiful little spot. There's a lot more current in this spot, and it is pretty deep. Oh, that was a trout. You can tell by the way they quickly flash it, opposed to one of those creek chub. Right now, I'm approaching the final spot of the day. There's another bridge up there. This is the second time in the trip that I'm kind of confused how I didn't land a fish out of a spot. But like I've been saying the whole video, the fish catch is just the tiniest part of everything else. Rooster tail spinner, just got it equipped. I really want to catch a trout out of here. Got him, fish on. I don't think that is a trout. That's not a trout. I don't know what the deal is with these fired up creek chub. I think they're spawning right now, so they're like extra feisty. This is gonna call for operation, go over the dam and catch one right above it. Got him, fish on. That's a nice trout. What? Right above the dam. Wow. This is a wild rainbow trout. It's a monster, it's an absolute monster for this creek. That's what I waited out the entire trip for right there. That's a trophy wild rainbow trout out of the stream. That happened so quick, I couldn't even really react to it. Oh, there he goes. He is back on his way. I'm still processing what just happened. I mean, that's what makes trout fishing so exhilarating. The fish came out of nowhere and just hammered the spinner. And he was just living right here under this little log jam. And today's adventure to the creek made possible by the Keep On Sending It cycle. I am currently on my trek home. But before I check out this video, I just want to say that there was something so special about biking to the spot. And that's kind of what I've been doing lately with the high gas prices. I spent $0 on fuel. The only fuel I had was some organic veggies, hummus, and a little bit of leftovers from last night's dinner, and a lot of water. A couple takeaways from the adventure on the bike today. Just getting to the spot on this thing and taking so much extra time to get from point A to point B and explore these places I could have really driven to within 10 to 15 minutes just makes me explore even harder. And I'm dedicated to really making the most of whatever it takes, because I took so much effort just to get my first cast out. And right off the bat, I got skunked at the first spot. I really had to work for the fish. The bite was super wonky, but is it really about the bites, or is it about everything else you can take away out here? And that's what I'm gonna leave it off on today. So thank you for tuning into this video. Until next time, keep on getting out there, keep on promoting the positivity of fishing, and keep on sending it, no matter what, no matter where you are, and no matter what it takes.